Hey, welcome to the Fielder and the Fan. I am the fielder, Adam Rosales.
And I am the fan, Noah Jonathan Watkins. Adam, as always, it's a pleasure to talk to you, my friend, my cousin, I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else to say that would sound cool. But so, Adam, where are you at these days?
We actually flew last night to Baltimore from San Diego, so it was a
Ball?
long plane flight.
Yeah, man, how long of a flight was that?
It's about 5 hours all the way
Ooh,
across country,
well,
man.
well, I also flew across the country yesterday. Um,
Oh, that's
but
right.
Yeah, I was in California, but that doesn't matter. Anyways, what does matter is tell me. So, Adam, I've been meaning to ask you about. So, when you're at these different cities, do you get the chance to like really immerse yourself in the city? Like, do you go like do you do the tourist thing? Do you get the time to like you walk around the downtown center, just explore? Do you learn about any of the history, meet the people? Like, you've been to so many great cities in this country. Um, tell me about that. Do you enjoy going to different cities and learning about the different cities?
Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest things about playing baseball is the places that you get to experience and the people that you get to meet. Just a really cool thing about baseball. But for me, I kind of need someone with me to go explore the city. There's not too many times where I could just go do it by myself. And most of the time, the guys just kind of like to relax in the rooms, watch movies and stuff. So really, I like to explore these cities when my wife's with me or if somebody mentions that they're going to go do something, you know?
Oh, that makes sense. So have you gotten a chance to explore Baltimore at all?
Actually, when was it? It was last year. Actually, Callie was here. My wife Callie was here. And we actually did a couple things. We did a couple sites. We saw Fort McHenry over. That's where Francis Scott Key. He wrote the Star Spangled Banner.
Ah, a little history lesson. I like it.
Yeah, that was actually really neat. We actually got to raise the flag like they did in the War of 1812 when Francis Scott Key actually saw the flag going with the post. I
Yeah.
was in Fort McHenry, Cali, and well, obviously that's what we always sing
Hey, Adam,
before. We don't, yeah,
can you maybe let's try without your headphones because I'm not.
uh,
That whole thing was
yeah,
hard to hear.
yeah. So, what did you hear?
So go back to telling us about the about visiting the fort.
Yeah, so we had the opportunity to raise the flag on Fort McHenry. Kind of basically what Francis Scott Key actually saw was the flag going up, and he wrote the Star Spangled Banner. I guess when he was out in the I guess it's Chesapeake Bay, right?
Yeah, I think it sounds right to me.
Or something like that.
If it's not true, it's okay. Just say it with enough confidence, and everyone will believe you.
uh, Neat. I got to do that. Um, And obviously, that's a really important thing in baseball because baseball is really patriotic, I guess. It's very America's pastime, and we always sing the national anthem before every game. So it's pretty neat to actually experience, what Francis Scott Key did for us.
Hey, baseball in America, yeah, history-wise, have a lot of history back and forth. So, it's definitely been a big part of American history, and obviously American, without America, we wouldn't have the baseball that we know today. So they go very hand in hand. So, I definitely like the reference. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's really neat though, getting to see all these new cities. I remember last year we got to go to this is Baltimore is where Babe Ruth was born. I'm not sure if you knew that. That's
Yeah,
where he was born and grew up.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Callie and I, we actually got to go to the house where he was born. He was actually born at the house, and you can walk through. It's like a little museum now. If any of you listeners get to come to Baltimore and you really enjoy baseball, I highly recommend doing that. It's pretty neat. Um,
So would you consider Babe the greatest baseball player of all time? Where does he rank on your list? Obviously,
I
you never
don't
got
know,
to see
man.
him
It's so
play,
hard
you
to
know?
do. That's so hard to compare players from back in the day
Absolutely.
to us current players right now.
Well,
Just because the game has changed so much.
of the players you never got to see play, like just like what you've heard about him, who's like your favorite baseball player from baseball history? Someone that you would have, never gotten a chance to see.
My favorite baseball player from back then, or at least the story, is Lou Gehrig. So that's
I thought
Babe
you,
Ruth's teammate, right?
yeah, I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lou Gehrig, but obviously Babe Ruth did wonders for baseball. I mean, an American baseball icon, and there's so many great stories about him. But I don't know, I just like the perseverance of Lou Gehrig, and obviously, and it's kind of strange we're talking about that right now because it has being in Baltimore. I think of Cal Ripken Jr., right?
Yep.
So that's another history. A lot of history in this conversation we're having.
Yeah.
Um, with
But you got to see him play, right? You
yeah,
you obviously saw Cal Ripken play.
yeah, I get to see him like on TV. I got to see him play.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. He's a player that I know we grew up, seeing because he played until what when did he play till
Oh,
nine?
man,
He
it's
played
like
in the '90s, right?
yeah,
To
for
the
sure.
'90s, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe to late '90s.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
And of course, he's a record setter.
yeah. Well, he broke Lou Gehrig's record here in Baltimore. Actually, at Camden Yards, where I'm going to play tomorrow. So that's why I always love coming here. There's a lot of history. It's kind of underrated, a baseball town. I think. I mean, you think of Boston, you think of New York, and all the history there, but
Chicago. You
Chicago.
definitely think about
Sorry, yes, for
Chicago.
sure, Chicago.
Oh, man.
I mean, even Cincinnati. That's where we're going next. There's a ton of baseball history, but with Lou Gehrig's record being broken by Cal Ripken Jr. and Babe Ruth being born here, and he started playing with the Baltimore Orioles. He
That's
actually
cool.
was signed there, but
I'm
and then he got traded to the Red Sox. But
Yep.
anyway, there's a lot
And
of
then we
history here, and I really enjoy coming to Baltimore. I really do.
That's cool. That's really cool. Well, so where were you? Tell us where you've been before Baltimore. Where were you at the last couple of series? Where you at?
So last couple series we were in San Diego.
Okay.
Um, uh, we actually got done playing the Marlins and the Nationals.
Okay. So the Marlins. Did anything significantly happen historically on while you're playing the Marlins?
Yes, it did. Yeah. Um, it was quite remarkable to see to witness Ichiro. I guess tying Pete Rose. People are very. It's a very
Well, we'll get into that in a second. All right, but go ahead and tell us what he did.
yeah. So with his hits in Japan and his hits in America, he broke Pete Rose's hits record. I mean, it's a very you can argue the fact whether he's the hit king. I mean, I think both of us would disagree with that he's the hit king of Major League Baseball.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah, I mean, he still has a chance to be, but yeah, with Pete Rose's 4,256 hits, even
I
even
think
in a professional career though, that's pretty remarkable, man.
No. It is absolutely remarkable, and I don't want to take from that, but I definitely think you can't. I mean, I know that the Japanese league is probably the next closest thing is you can get to Major League Baseball as far as professional baseball goes, as far as like the level of play. but it's still not quite there, right? I mean, it's still not
Right.
major league level. And so, I mean, I know a lot of people compare it to, a little bit more like AAA as far as, and I know that's a hard comparison to make. I mean, I know you got to actually play. You got to play in Japan a little bit, right? You got to do not. I mean, you guys got to do a spring training series in Japan, right?
Yeah, we went over there and did it was actually an opening day in Japan. We actually went over there, did opening day for 4 days. We had a 4-game series against the Mariners. I think it was funny. We came back to spring training and played spring training games before we had opening day in Oakland. So it was strange, but yeah, being in Japan.
I was going to ask you, did you play any expedition games while you were there as well, or just you played the actual games?
We played 2 exhibition games against the Japanese team. I know we played the Tokyo Giants.
So someone who's actually played against their professional teams, would you compare it to Major League, or would you say it's more like AAA level?
Oh man, for me, I would say it's more like AAA level, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, there's the most elite players in America. I mean, there's scouting everywhere around the world, and they bring the best to America. I mean, but man, it's so tough because any given day, a Japanese team can beat a Major League Baseball team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and that's the thing about baseball. It's
well, you could say that about a AAA team, right? You could say a AAA team could beat a Major League Baseball team on a given day, right?
Yeah, but you wouldn't think. Yeah, but over. Yeah, exactly. They could, but not. Yeah. I wouldn't say too often though.
No. Well,
especially if you put if you put like the ace pitcher against the ace pitcher, I just don't think it's gonna. I think.
Well, so here's the other thing is, so Pete Rose, you started off your career in Cincinnati. Actually, I remember when you started out, they used to call you Pete Rosales because they liked your hustle and they liked to compare you to obviously a player that was dear in the Cincinnati fan hearts. Did you ever get to meet Pete Rose while you were in Cincinnati, Adam?
Yeah, I got to meet him one time. It was really quick, and it's like he really didn't care to meet me. He really didn't like. He was like, "Hey, nice to meet you. Yeah, cool." And there was somebody there. I remember. They're like, "Hey, they call him Pete Rosales, right?" They were talking to Pete Rose, and he's like, "Yeah." Like, just kind of brushed it off, like, "Yeah, no big deal, like whatever." And,
yeah.
But it was really neat though to meet Pete Rose, and obviously another baseball icon in America. I mean, it was really neat to meet him for sure. But
so if you're the commissioner of baseball, do you allow him to be in the hall?
I have to say no. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, no, my opinion doesn't mean much, but
my opinion doesn't mean it means even less. But I would say if I was the commissioner of baseball, I would say let him in. And this is my theory about that. We won't go too much detail, but I think that all those guys, like, to me, Pete Rose belongs in the history of Major League Baseball, and the Hall of Fame is a history of the game, right? So
he is in the Hall of Fame. I will let you know. I'm not sure if you've ever been to the Hall of Fame.
I have not.
But there's stuff of the Hall of Fame.
There's stuff of his. But he
hasn't been inducted to the Hall of Fame. They don't have his plaque up on the wall like the other elite Hall of Famers.
I know, but for me, I would say, I mean, I'm fine with you saying if you want to put, if you want to put on his plaque, explain the controversy that involved them, because to me, it's part of the game. I mean, to me, it would be, I mean, you want to have the best player. To me, regardless of what he did, he was a part of the baseball. Now, I feel the same way about the steroid users as well. I think I think Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire and Barry Bonds. I think all those guys should be in. And now again, I want to say either was caught using steroids or highly suspected. You put that on the plaque, put it right there with it. But you know what? I remember that summer watching Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, and that was one of the most exciting things I ever saw as a young baseball fan. I mean, and baseball just becoming recovering from the strike years, and it really saved baseball. I mean, got people watching baseball again. So you say what you want about it, and I'm not condoning what they did, but I absolutely believe that those guys are part of the history of the game, and they belong in the place that honors the history of the game. So,
all right, I mean that's a fair. I don't know. That's a fair
argument. Okay.
A fair argument, but obviously, if people go to the Hall of Fame, I just don't think anybody else would go into the Hall of Fame either. At least not when they're alive after they pass away. But
yeah, but to me that I don't know. I also have a problem with that too.
It might explain it, like you're asking to on their plaque, or they might have a section of the era that they went through.
Yeah, because here's the thing is there's been cheating and a lot of different eras of baseball, right? Like the spitball generation, and they did all sorts of different things throughout the game. And I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that it's been part of the game since the very beginning. People try and do whatever they can to get a little extra to the edge, and a lot of the greats, if you follow the same criteria, wouldn't be allowed into the Hall of Fame either. So I'm just saying. Anyways, that's not what we were going to talk about today, but you got my 2 cents about that. Obviously, I'm passionate about my opinion on that. But that's cool, though. I mean, again, that's another thing. I mean, regardless whether or not I think it's the legit hit king, that's still really cool to be able to say that you were there for that. And I know we've talked about that in past episodes about, you've been able to witness some really neat things, front row seat. So that's pretty cool. So you guys had a nice series against the Nationals after that. Tell us a little about that.
I remember that for the rest of the
Adam, I'm losing you. Adam? Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun.
No, are you there?
Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, I'm here.
I had to disconnect and reconnect.
No problem.
Before we move on, I want to talk about seeing, I'll remember Ichiro doing that, 57 hits in his Japanese and his major league career. I'll remember that for the rest of my life. I'll know that Fernando Rodney, who's lights out this season, remember Ichiro just hitting a double down the right field line. Happy for him. And what a great accomplishment that Ichiro had. And it was neat that I got to be there. I got to see it front row right there from our dugout.
That is really cool. I would love to see that. That's pretty cool. So let's talk about the Washington series a little bit. Tell us about how that went and how you did personally. You're really starting to hit the ball really well the last few weeks here, Adam.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel a lot better. And the key is laying off pitches I can't do anything with, right? In April and May, I was chasing pitches in the dirt. But now, if they strike me out on those pitches, that's it, man. I tip my hat, whatever. I'll come back and I'll get on the next pitch because they're going to make a mistake, and that's what I got to be ready for. But anyway, yeah, I'm feeling better at the plate. feel more confident. But it was a good series for us to split the series with the Nationals because they're a great ball club, man. They have defense. They just play well together as a team.
Well, they've got arguably one of the best players in baseball right now, too, right?
Murphy or Scherzer? Who are you talking about?
Wait, really? How about Bryce Harper?
He's doing all right, man. Like he's not having like the season like Daniel Murphy's having, but yeah, Harper's a great player, man.
Well, let's look at his stats right now. I mean, he's doing
well, man. But you look at Daniel Murphy, and
he's been hot, but overall, I still say that I say Bryce Harper's still the best player on that team.
Yeah, well, obviously, I mean, he's the number 3 hitter. He's yeah, I mean, he's doing well, man. There's no question, but Daniel Murphy and there's a lot of other guys too that are holding that team together.
Oh, absolutely. But, no, I'm not to say anything against those guys. I was fishing for Harper, and you didn't give me Harper. All right, so it's fine. It's just fine.
No, but you know what's cool though? Like I'm a fan of baseball too, and all the teams that come in and we play against, I always ask our clubhouse manager to get me a signed ball from guys I enjoy watching play or guys that I've played with. Right?
I didn't know that.
And yeah, I mean it's up 3 or 4 years, and on the Nationals, there's a lot of people that I have.
So wait, whose autograph have you got from the Nationals now? Talk about this.
Well, I asked for
break it up again, but I want to hear the answer to this one.
No.
Yes.
Hey, so I got from the Nationals. I got 8 different people, and they're players and coaches. Because obviously the coach, right?
Yeah. No? Yeah, I'm listening.
So Dusty Baker, Chris Spire, who was the bench coach for the Reds when I played there in 2009, and then I got guys that I played with. I got Chris Heisey. I'm really good friends with Chris Heisey. Always good to see him. Steven Drew, I already got his autograph. I got Matt Belisle, who's still pitching. He's a right-handed pitcher. I got his autograph. But then I asked for guys that I like watching play. I like watching Bryce Harper.
Murphy.
Yeah, Daniel Murphy, Ryan Zimmerman.
So you get them all on different balls? Or
yeah, all on different balls. All on separate balls. And Callie and I, we're going to make a table, like a pretty big table with all, put them in cases and put like a glass covering over the table and have all the autographs like labeled, whose is whose,
So when are you going to get my autograph?
It's going to take you a few years to get to the minor leagues, Noah, but whenever you get to the big leagues, let me know.
Oh, come on. What, Major League Baseball players only? Come on. What about great podcast hosts? Come on. There's got to be a spot for me on there. That's right. That's right.
Oh man, yeah, I'll ask in about a couple years, man.
All right, man. I expect it, man. I expect it. That's really awesome. Well, I want you to start doing me a favor. When you do that, start getting 2 copies of every ball and give me the other one, because that would be awesome. My case that I have that I'm actually sitting right in front of right now, it's just got a bunch of autographs from this guy named Adam Rosales and a bunch of different.
Hey, what more do you need, man?
Which is great. But I'm just saying a Bryce Harper would look really nice next to it,
Yeah, it really
would.
Man.
Or possibly like a Mike Trout, or a Pujols. I'm just saying,
And the next thing, they're going to be asking for their jerseys and for their cleats signed and everything, bro. So
hey! You said it, not me. But if you want to give them, I wasn't being greedy, But hey, if you want to give me that stuff, I'd be all right with it, Heck, man, I don't even have one of your jerseys or one of your bats.
Oh man, I got to get you one. I gotta get you.
That's right, dude.
They,
Absolutely.
the Padres do a great job. They give us like all of our jerseys that we've played. So I got the Mother's Day jersey. I got the Jackie Robinson Day jersey. Got the throwback jersey. It's pretty neat. So that the hat. Did you get the hat that I sent you?
Oh yeah, I got it. I love it, man.
Yeah, so I got the
fits
jersey
great.
to go with it. Maybe I should just send you the jersey, bro.
Oh, okay. I guess we can handle that. But you should probably you forgot to sign the hat. You need to sign the jersey. So
I'm not gonna sign it. I'm not gonna sign the hat.
Why not?
I'll sign maybe if I see you in person, but
no, I want it signed, man.
I'm not gonna sign it, dude, and send it to you.
Why wouldn't you sign it?
I don't know.
All right, we'll argue about this later, not on the podcast. Right, but I want a signature. I mean, no, I don't want your signature. I want you to get Bryce Harper to sign it.
Sign my jersey?
Yeah, man.
Oh my god. I gotta go now. We'll talk to you later.
All right. I'm just kidding. I don't want Bryce Harper's. How about one of your teammates?
All right, bro.
All right. Well,
I'll get you Will Myers.
So you're right. Murphy's doing. I'm looking at. I have the national stats in front of me here. Right, I have the leaders for their. So Murphy's slugging 595. So OPS is 995. Guess that's pretty good. He's got hits. He's got 92. He's got 19 doubles, 3 triples. Harper's got the most balls on that team, 57. Yeah, man, and Harper's he's got 14 home runs, and Murphy's got 46 RBIs, and Murphy, right, he's got a 358 batting average. I guess that's pretty good.
They're both great. I'm telling you, the whole team it's a solid team, and to take two.
Yeah, I suppose 358 is pretty solid. I'd take his autograph. I'd take Murphy's autograph.
I'll do.
Man, what he did in the playoffs last year was incredible. I'll give you that, man. Oh my gosh, it took him a little bit to get going in Washington, but yeah, you're right. He's a
good player. I remember I played against him in 2007 when he played in St. Lucie for the Mets organization.
Wow.
In 2007 in the Florida State League, so that's high A ball. I remember playing against him. And just you kind of keep an eye on guys. This is what I've always done growing up and coming up through the system and through the minor leagues, even in high school, college. I'd always kind of look at the guys that I saw were playing well. It's like I was evaluating them.
Yeah.
And it's like I always try to keep up with those guys. And David, I keep saying David because I play with David Murphy. But Daniel Murphy, I always kind of watched him because the way he approached the game, the way he hit, I was like, dang, man, like that's the guy you got to keep up with.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Is there anybody who, because I know you've told us about guys that you've gotten to meet, you really wanted to meet. Is there anybody who you've really wanted to meet in baseball that you haven't gotten to meet that's still around that that you just for some reason this hasn't matched up for you to meet that individual?
No, man. I really don't.
You've gotten to meet everybody you wanted to meet?
Yeah.
Like a broadcaster or anything like that?
No, man. Like I just never really idolized anybody. Okay. I kind of idolized the game itself, to be honest, to the purity of my heart, man. It wasn't about the players really. It was more about the game. Obviously, to meet Sean Dunston, to meet Steve Stone. I met Steve Stone in Chicago. He's the commentator for the Chicago White Sox now. He was with Harry Carey with the Chicago Cubs, and him was pretty surreal to hear his voice and be like, oh my gosh, I listen to you guys all the time. I was a huge Cubs fan growing up, and I kind of idolized the Cubs, but other than that, I really don't have anybody that I would.
Did you ever get to meet Mark Grace?
Yeah, I met Mark Grace, and a kind of funny story about Mark Grace. I went up to him, and I was like, hey, I was a huge fan of you guys. And he looks at me, he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Because They would always, obviously, the lovable losers, right?
Cubs weren't that great when he was around, but yeah, he was one of my favorite players, man. I would love to meet him.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's it's cool, but like it's just all right now. Like I really, it's not. I really don't care to meet anyone. It's more like just to be a part of the game is most important to me.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's really cool. Well, Adam, you got a pro tip for us today?
Yeah, I do. So the pro tip is a defensive tip, and I've kind of been struggling on defense, just making careless errors on the field, and it's quite frustrating because fielding is that's what I'm known for. That's what's kept me in the major leagues. I asked Mark Ellis one time. You know, he was going on his 10 years. He's going to get 10 years in the major leagues. And I said, oh, my gosh, how'd you do it, Ellie? How'd you get to 10 years? And he looked at his glove and he said, this is how I did it. This is without this, I'm not here. So, and when I struggle on defense, I hit the panic button really quick because I try to make less than 5 errors in a season. And I usually do because I don't play every day. But I try to make less than 5 errors, and I got 7 already. And it's really gut-wrenching to me. But anyway, we'll give you the pro tip. To help me combat that, what I do during practice is I count my hops. All right? So actually, Eddie Rodriguez, our infield coach, we go out early every day now. I'm working every day for at least 15 minutes to a half hour every day. And we do this drill, count your hops drill. He bounces the ball, and he tells me what hop I need to field it on. So that's been helping. But as our little infield session goes on, I back up. He backs up with the fungo. He hits the ball, and I have to count how many hops have happened after he hit the ball at the fungo. And I just shout it out, and it really helps because you really concentrate on the ball off the bat and to the glove all the way. I mean, that's the most important thing. That's what happens when you're struggling in field and you don't see the ball off the bat. Just like in hitting, you struggle when you don't see the ball out of the hand. So just really concentration. So I highly recommend doing the count your hops drill. But that's my pro tip for today.
Well, thank you, Adam. That's a good one. I like that one. I think if I was to do that, if I was to try to count it, I probably would concentrate so much that I would count it all the way to the point where it hit me in the face. But
well, that's the point. That's the point, Noah. You can't. That's how much you have to concentrate. Because if that happens once, it's gonna hurt, and you'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I suppose, but I've never been a quick learner. It probably would happen to me like 6 or 7 times before I figured it out. But hey, I'm not a pro, and you are. So, no, that's awesome. Hey, so Adam, tell us a little bit about how baseball utility's been going.
Oh man, it's been going well. Like obviously, it's a lot of people are showing interest. Obviously, we're trying to get more of a following, like on Instagram and Facebook. But man, like I'm getting a lot of good responses from a lot of close friends, family, obviously. But getting messages on Instagram, on Facebook, wanting to know more about it, and it's just neat, man. Like to start interacting with these kids already. And
so tell us. So I saw that you had a young fan and a guy in your program who was able to come out to the game and come to batting practice. Tell us how he was able to do that.
Yeah, well, his name is Jack, and so he's from San Diego. It's kind of funny how it came into play because I was doing the blogs. We do the blogs as well as these podcasts, just to kind of get people to know me better, right? And to know.
They're great. I highly recommend reading them. I don't read them, but you should. I'm just kidding. I
was doing the blogs, and one of the there's a teacher at Aviara Oaks in Carlsbad, California. They took a liking to the blogs that I was writing, and so she would comment on my blogs, and she made a comment that one of her students wanted to sign up for our baseball drills, and I thought that was awesome for the baseball challenge. So he signed up. He was adamant, and he completed all the drill challenge. He was the first one ever to complete the baseball utility drill challenges. And because he was the first one, I kind of wanted to praise him. I wanted to go above and beyond. So I invited him, his mom, his friend, and the teacher to come out to the ball game. The teacher's name is Laura Michaels, and she is just great. She does a great job with the students, and it's been great just getting to know her better. But so they all came out to the game. I got them tickets to the game. I got them on the field for batting practice. And you should have just seen how excited he was, how excited Jack was. All of them were to be out there watching us take batting practice. They got to see the Braves take batting practice. And so I just presented him with a signed baseball and a certificate of completion of the drills. So it's just so cool to give back, to give a kid a reward for working hard. And I just hope Jack continues to progress forward and he completes the drills even better, I hope so we can keep staying in contact, and that's what I'm trying to get.
How old is Jack, by chance?
9. I think
That's
most
cool.
of the students were 9 years old. They all wrote me birthday letters. That's how I got to know them better too. They all wrote me, the whole class.
That's really cool.
Birthday letters. So, but anyway, it's really cool, man. It's really cool how I'm getting to meet more people just from trying to give back to this in this program and trying to coach kids. That's what I'm trying to do. Coach kids from afar, but still let them have my baseball knowledge. That's what I know best.
Yeah, that'd be pretty awesome as a young player to be able to have the opportunity to interact with a Major League Baseball player and be able to give you tips and give you drills to do and help you improve. Something I liked what you said on a interview that you have on your website right now, and about how you talked about when to give back, and how it was really important for you to feel like you were leaving something behind in the game, not just your playing, but being able to actually give back and to young players and stuff. And so I think that's really, really cool. So
yeah, man, I think that's what my personal legend is, man. It's more than just baseball. It's building relationships and kind of dispersing my knowledge and helping these kids and building confidence in these kids. I think that's the main thing, is confidence. A lot of us have athletic ability to play. Obviously some is God-given, and some people are more fortunate than others when it comes to.
Yeah, I know if I just worked a little bit harder, I would have been in the pros, but I just didn't have that work ethic, So. Why are you laughing? What the heck, man? That's all about.
Though, man. They have the talent, they have the physical ability, but they just don't know how.
Yeah.
And I know how. I know how to take the steps. And to build confidence, man, in these young kids and to kind of support them that's what I want to be, man. I want to kind of spread that and obviously build relationships.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Well, awesome, Adam. Well, Adam, as always, it's a pleasure talking to you. I look forward to talking to you again, and actually going to see you in Cincinnati here on the weekend. I'm excited for that. And
stop it.
I won't. So yeah, this is it's good talking to you, and we're out.
All right, we're out.